Good morning, children. This lesson is of class 6th for the subject of mathematics, chapter 3, whole numbers, which is being submitted to you on 10th May 2021. Students, in the previous chapter, we have learned about counting numbers. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. The numbers that we use in counting are called natural numbers, right? The smallest natural number is 1. There are infinite natural numbers. That is, we cannot find the greatest natural number. Children, Aryabhatta was the first mathematician to use the concept of zero. Zero refers to the absence of a quantity. Now, zero was included in natural number and then it is called whole number. So, what is a whole number? The set of natural numbers along with zero forms the set of whole numbers. The smallest whole number is 0. There are infinite whole numbers. I hope it is clear to you. Now children, let us discuss about successors and predecessors. The successor of a number is the number that is one more than the given number. For example, the successor of 5 is 5 plus 1, 6. The predecessor of a number is the number that is 1 less than the given number. For example, the predecessor of 9 is 9 minus 1, 8. Similarly, the predecessor of 98,563 is 98,562. I hope it is clear to everyone now what is a successor and what is a predecessor, right? Now children, let us discuss about representing whole numbers on the number line. Number line is a line marked with numbers. The numbers are marked with equal distance between them. The arrowheads indicates that the numbers continue up to infinity in that direction, right? Now, in order to represent whole numbers on a number line, we follow the given steps. Step number 1 is draw a straight line and mark a point O on it, as you can see in this figure, right? Step number 2 is mark another point A just right to O. The distance between O and A denotes 1 unit. Clear? Now step number 3 is mark one more point to the right of A, that is B, then C, D, E and so on, right? And make sure the units are same. The distance between all the points should be same. That is very, very important. Now, step number 4 is write 0 below O. Write 0 below O, then 1 below A. Similarly, we continue like this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Clear? This is how we can represent on a number line. Children, we don't have any questions based on number line. So it is just for your knowledge, right? Now let us discuss about fundamental operations on whole numbers. We are already familiar with the 4 fundamental operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on the whole numbers. Now we will learn some basic properties of operations of additions and multiplications on whole numbers. So first of all, let us discuss about addition properties of whole numbers. Number 1 is closure property. Now children, what is a closure property? If A and B are any 2 whole numbers, then A plus B is also a whole number. For example, the sum of 2 whole numbers, that is 8 plus 9 is 17. So 17 is also a whole number. Now next is commutative law, or you can say commutative property. The addition of whole numbers is commutative. That is, if A and B are any 2 whole numbers, then A plus B is equal to B plus A. For example, 36 plus 28 is 64. Also, 28 plus 36 is also 64. So, this is your commutative property. Clear? Now, children, let us discuss about associative law. The addition of whole numbers is associative. If A, B, C are any whole numbers, then A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Children, this I explain you with the help of an example. Let A is equal to 5, B is equal to 7 and C is equal to 2. Right? Now let us try to prove this associative law. So left hand side is equal to A plus B plus C. So that is equal to 5 plus 7 plus 2. So that is equal to, now 7 plus 5 is, yes, it is 12. 12 plus 2 and the answer is 14. Right? Now let us solve the right hand side. Right hand side is A plus B plus C. That is equal to 5 plus 7 plus 2. Now 7 plus 2 is 9. Right? So 5 plus 9 is 14. Now children, you can see both the answers are equal. So this is called associative property or associative law. Right? So right hand side is equal to left hand side. I hope it is clear to you. Now the next property is existence of additive identity. If A is any whole number, then A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A. Here 0 is called the additive identity for whole number. For example, 6 plus 0 is 6. Similarly, 0 plus 6 is also 6. So, 6 plus 0 is equal to 0 plus 6, that is 6. This means any number, if we add 0 to it, it will be a same number, right? Now children, let us note some important points here. The first important point is the difference of two whole numbers is not necessarily a whole number. For example, 3 and 6. 3 minus 6 is minus 3. But 6 minus 3 is 3. Right? So, 3 minus 6, that is minus 3, is not a whole number. Similarly, subtraction of whole numbers is neither commutative nor associative. For example, 6 minus 8 is minus 2, but 8 minus 6 is 2, right? So the two are not equal. I hope it is clear to everyone now. Now children, let us discuss multiplication properties of whole numbers. The first one is closure property. Now what is a closure property here? The product of two whole numbers is always a whole number. If A and B are any two whole numbers, then A multiplied by B is also a whole number. For example, the product of two whole numbers, that is 6 and 8, is 48, which is also a whole number. Right? Now the next is commutative law. The multiplication of whole numbers is commutative. If A and B are any two whole numbers, then A multiplied by B is equal to B multiplied by A. For example, 6 multiplied by 9 is 54 and 9 multiplied by 6 is also 54. Clear? So the two are equal. Now children, the next property is associative law. The multiplication of whole numbers is associative. If A, B, C are any whole numbers, then A multiplied by B multiplied by C is equal to A multiplied by B multiplied by C. Remember here, we need to solve the brackets first, right? So, for example, 5 8s are 40. 40 multiplied by 3 is 120. Similarly, 8 3s are 24 and 5 multiplied by 24 is 120. So the two are equal. Now the next property is existence of multiplicative identity. A multiplied by 1 is equal to 1 multiplied by A, that is A. 1 is called the multiplicative identity for whole numbers. For example, 8 multiplied by 1 is 8. Similarly, 1 multiplied by 8 is also 8. That means if you multiply any number with 1, the number will remain same. Now the next is multiplicative property of 0. A multiplied by 0 is equal to 0 multiplied by A. That means if you multiply any number by 0, the answer is 0. For example, 5 zeros are 0 and 0 fives are 0. Clear? Now the next property is distributive law. A multiplied by B plus C within the bracket is equal to, now open up the bracket, A multiplied by B plus A multiplied by C. Right? For example, 6 multiplied by 5 plus 7. Now 5 plus 7 is 12. So 6 12s are 72. Now if you open up the bracket, in that case 6 5s are 30, 6 sevens are 42. And here also the answer is 72. So this is called distributive law. I hope you have understood all the laws now. Now children, let us discuss about division on whole numbers. If A and B are whole numbers, then A multiplied by B is equal to C. Then C divided by A is B and C divided by B is A. Now let us try to understand this with the help of a very simple example. 8 multiplied by 12, that is 96. And 96 divided by 12 is 8. Right? Similarly, 96 divided by 8 is 12. Right? So vice versa, we will get the answer. So this means dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Students, this relation is known as division algorithm. Right? Clear? So let us discuss this with the help of an example here. 76 divided by 8. Now, here 8 is the divisor, 76 is dividend, and 8 9s are 72. 9 is quotient. Now, 76 minus 72 is equal to 4. So, 4 is here remainder. I hope you have all understood now. Now, what is the division algorithm? Divisor. Divisor is how much? 8. Multiply by quotient, that is 9. 8 9s are 72 plus remainder plus 4. So this will give the answer as 76 only. That is how we can verify the answer, by using division algorithm. I hope you all have understood. Now student, we know that 0 upon 2 is 0, but 2 upon 0 is not defined, or you can say infinity. Right? Now children, before going further in the topic, let us take a short break. During the break, solve the given question in maths register. So here the question is, write the successor and predecessor of each of the following numbers. And the numbers are, first is 53,201, 24,389 and 99,999. Clear? So pause the lesson for 3 to 4 minutes and write all the successors and predecessors of the given numbers. Now break is over children. Now let us discuss exercise 3A. So from exercise 3A, question number 2 is, verify the commutative law of addition. I hope children you all are ready with your books. So let us start. First part is 256, 479. Now here we need to prove that 256 plus 479 is equal to 479 plus 256. So we will solve both the things separately. So left hand side the answer is 735, and you can see now the right hand side is also same. So hence the commutative law of addition is verified. Clear? Now question number 3 is, find sum using most convenient grouping. Now children, we need to group them. You can see there are 3 numbers. So now the last digit here is 9 and here it is 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. So I can easily get 0 in the unit place. So let's take the first and the last together. So 3719 plus 5281 gives us 9000. Now 9000 plus the remaining number, that is 286. So this is the convenient way of adding the given numbers by grouping them, right? So the answer is 9286. Now see the third part. Now children, you can see we have 5 numbers. Now let us make them in pairs. The last digit is 1. Now 1 and 9 is 10. So I will consider the first and the third digit together, right? Then consider the number second with any of these two numbers. It will be more convenient if you take the last digit, the last number. You can see 7 plus 3 is 10. You will get 0 easily here, right? So we have to consider in that way. Now after addition of the first two numbers, it is 5300, then 5700, then one number was left behind unpaired. We write it as it is. So the sum of all these numbers is 13,673. I hope it is clear. You need to make the groups in such a manner so that it will become the number nearest to zeros, right? Now see question number 6. Find product using distributive property. 231 multiply by 11. Now children, this 11 I can write it as 10 plus 1. Keep this in bracket. So 231 multiply by 10, then open the bracket, plus 231 multiply by 1. This is, we are using the distributive property. By using this property, the calculation will become easy. So 231 into 10, you just have to put 1 0 here. 231 into 1 as it is. Now we can add up the two number. So the answer is 2541. Clear? Now let us discuss question number 7. Find using relevant property. Now the question here is, children, you can see in the given question, 2416, that is 2416 is at both the places, and in between there is plus sign. So let us take this 2461 here and here common. If you take these two numbers common, in bracket you are left with 833 plus 167. Now by adding these two numbers, we'll get 1000. So the answer is very easy now. The calculation become easy by applying this is called distributive law. We have applied distributive law here. Clear? Similarly, let us apply the same property in the next part. You can see 983 is common and you are left with 7923 plus 2077. Now after adding these two numbers, it is 10,000. So the answer will become this, right? Now question number 10 is, find the largest 6-digit number which is exactly divisible by 127. Children, the largest 6-digit number is, yes, it is 9,99,999. So let us divide the given number by 127. Now after dividing the number by 127, the remainder is 1 and the quotient is 78,000. Sorry, it is 7,874. Now children, in order to get the largest 6-digit number which is divisible by 127, what we need to do? We need to subtract the remainder from the given number. Right? That is from 9,99,999 minus 1. Now your answer is 9,99,998. So this is the number which is exactly divisible by 127. I hope you all have understood now. Now let us discuss about patterns in whole numbers. Patterns in whole numbers are not only interesting, they help us in simplifying some calculations. Let us discuss few questions from exercise 3B. Question number 1 is find using pattern. Now here the question is 91,234 plus 9,990. Sorry, it is 999. Now children, you can see that 999 is 1000 minus 1. Right? So, after writing this, now just to make the calculation easy, add up these two values. Right? That is 91,234 plus 1000. This will give us 92,234. Now it is very easy to subtract 1. So the answer is 92,233. I hope it is clear to you now. Let's move on to next part. Question number 2 is 4,752 minus 99. Students, here also instead of 99, 99 is what now? 100 minus 1. But it is minus 99. So we will write minus 100 plus 1. Right? Now 4,752 minus 100 is 4,652. Then we add 1 to it. Clear? Now next question. Question number 3 is 264 multiplied by 25. Now what is 25? 25 4s is 100. So I can write this as 100 upon 4. Instead of 25, I can write 100 upon 4. Now after the cancelling the terms, the answer is 6600. Now dear children, with this I am ending today's discussion. Now kindly go through the given explanation and examples given in your textbook. Now please note down the homework. Today's homework is solve the following questions in Maths Register. Question from exercise 3A are question 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 and 12. Children, do the given parts in your register. Then from exercise 3B, question number 1, 2 and 3. Right? Also children, revision exercise 1 that is given at page number N51 of your textbook. Do question 1, 7, 8, 9, 11 and 12. Children, a few extra questions are also given to you. Kindly do all these questions in your Maths Register. Now thank you everyone.